everybody, Dan Martell here, entrepreneur, investor, and today I'm pumped to talk to you about something that's been frustrating the bejesus out of me. I just told my friend Martin about it, which is most people, and you are definitely not this person, maybe you are, but let's just pretend for this video that you're not, is most people would rather be entertained than educated. Right? And it seems like a subtle thing because you're like, Dan, you're so entertaining and you're teaching me stuff. What are you talking about? I love this. Why would you stop doing that? What I'm trying to say is most people would rather zone out and watch 4 hours of TV than actually learn something, move their dreams and ideas forward, maybe their health, maybe their relationship with their family, whatever it is. They would rather sit there and be numbed out by watching the news. If you watch the news, let me teach you a trick. Turn it the F off. Never turn that stuff on. If somebody puts the news on around me, I politely ask them to turn it off. It's just one of those things where I feel like we are not accountable for the audio crap that comes into our ears, right? It's no different than eating McDonald's for your health. You want to make sure that you're conscious about what you're learning or what's entertaining or distracting you. So there's 3 ways that I actually educate myself because, I grew up in a really challenging environment, got in a lot of trouble as a kid, and found mentors that really changed my life, right? Most people would have thought that I would end up dead in a ditch or in an institution or jail. And, since then I've had, I've been totally blown away by the success I've had in business. I've built 5 companies. The first 2 were complete failures. But eventually moved to San Francisco, raised money, and did things that a lot of people find inspiring. And I teach out of a place of love and care because I know that I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for the people that gave back to me. And one of the biggest lessons that I learned was invest in myself, educate myself. I never went to university, so I don't really have formal education. I taught myself how to program in rehab, right? So I was lucky. Maybe I was fortunate. Maybe it was whatever you want to call it, divine intervention that I learned how to code, and that sent me on a different path throughout my life to build technology companies. But there's 3 things that I do today continuously, no matter what I'm jumping into, some new strategy, maybe a company I invested in, that helps me ramp up what I know as fast as possible, and I want to teach that today. And those 3 things is 1, find the best people in the space. These are people that have been there, had success, mentor, teach, whatever it is. If you want to learn about Bitcoin, which is something that's super interesting to me, find the top experts, reach out to them, read their blogs, watch their YouTube videos, really just immerse yourself in their knowledge, read the books, just go on a complete knowledge bin. The second thing is get the frick out of your place. Like leave the city, the house, your office, and go to an event on that topic. There's something about the proximity of being around those people that is really powerful. It's energizing. You get to what I call pitch and catch. You're able to share some of the ideas that you've learned so far and also have them pitch some other ones back and catch that and really take your thinking and understanding and move it forward. And the third thing, which I'm doing right now as an example, is teach other people. There is something magical when you are a student under the premise of I'm going to teach somebody else. I always tell people when they're having a bad day, the number one thing you can do to switch that around is be of service to somebody else, right? No matter how challenging the morning would have been, in the afternoon, the first thing you do is send out a few emails to people and say, hey, is there anything I can help you with? Because getting into that state of service, getting into that mode of teaching other people is one of the fastest ways to just get a sense of gratitude and joy out of seeing somebody else progress in their life. And I feel like when I learn something, when I know that, by reading this book, the first thing I'm going to do is teach it to my wife, teach it to my kids, teach it to my family, I learn from a different perspective. So I don't watch TV. I don't numb myself. I don't really care about consuming that information because I just feel like life is so full of opportunities that I'm sure I can find a topic that I'm interested in and go through that same framework I just shared with you to get educated. So stop being entertained only. A little bit of both goes a long way. Hopefully you found that of service, and I would ask you to leave a comment below with some of the biggest takeaway or the number one thing you learned that really resonated with you, and I will see you next week. Have a great day.